We can finally install this guy that we've had in and out a couple times. That's our reverse planetary assembly installed, and there is a snap ring lip. You can't quite see it, but it's on these fingers. I got my fingernail sticking in it. I got to put that snap ring in, and it's the smallest snap ring that we have. Let me see here. Alright, so right here is the end of one of my snap rings, and here's the end of the other, and I want to rotate that snap ring so we have full engagement on all the lugs. So I should be able to just slide it. And it's catching on the edge there. Bring it out, slide it a little more, and we'll just make that even. That's all we want. Just spread the load as best we can. Back a little bit. Oop, too far. There we go. Now we have the input shell and sun gear assembly. So this is our thrust washer here and the retaining snap ring for the sun shell. Here's a little planetary. I guess I'll bring it. Sorry about the way the video's going, it's a little hard to do all this. Okay, here's our sun shell. We're gonna put a little bit of lubrication on these teeth. And a little bit of lubrication on the surface of the thrust area. Now we've already got lubrication on our thrust washer, but let's be honest, it's good to have that little bit more. Oh, and 2 bushings inside as well. Gotta lube those guys. There we go. He's seated down there happily. Next up, we have our little Torrington bearing in here. I'm gonna pour a little bit of ATF on that, and then we've got our pinions to lube up, and we can drop that guy in place. Then we just drop him down, and he seats on the output shaft just happily. We're going to pull him back up and just double check there is no snap ring to worry about, so he just sits in there and lives. There we go. If anybody's interested, we're currently putting together the forward planetary. So this is our thrust washer surface. This is the outer ring, the ring gear of the planetary. Planetaries have 3 surfaces, or 3 sets of bearings, or 3 sets of gears inside of them. You have the ring gear. You have the pinion gears, that's the little guys, or planets as some people call them. And then you also have the sun gear, which is the middle one. Hence why it's sun and planetaries and all that jazz. So, this guy's lubed up. We're going to lube a little bit on this bushing here. And that, oh, it's not even a bushing, it's just a wear surface. Okay. And that can lay in there just like that. That's how easy it is to just stack these parts, guys. There he is. He's one of our few plastic thrust washers. Just clips into place like that. And yes, we are going to lubricate it. And pull that one out nice and easy. This one is just a big fat O-ring. Pretty cool. But you can feel the sides are flattened off from wear and tear. Whereas this guy, the lip points downward. Pull him off. Alright, let's find our two seals. Okay, this should be our lip seal. We match them up. And that feels a little bit small, but through process of elimination, that is definitely our guy. Besides, it will stretch up. And they have to be a little bit tight. And then we're going to have fun putting the lip seal in without cutting it. There we go. That's happy. Set him aside. Now, Special C6 forward clutch high temp polyacrylate O-ring. Yes, please. Now we'll just take our old one. Yep, that's our guy. So we'll use the special one. Put the other one back in the case. Alright, let's see if I can get lucky. We'll lubricate this guy. Something to bear in mind, I'll show you right now. There is a check ball in here. You got to make sure it rattles and it's free and clean. If there's gum in there or junk, it won't allow the fluid to bleed off as easily as it should, and it'll create a delay in your shift, or it'll hang up another shift. And you'll start burning clutches because it'll be applying two at the same time. Same thing if you cut your seals, you'll bleed pressure and it won't apply the clutch fast enough or strong enough. Now if this doesn't work, I do have another way of doing this, where you wrap electrical tape around this lip seal and compress it. You let it sit for about 5 or 10 minutes. Don't even look at it until you're ready to put it in. Then you rip the electrical tape off and you put that fella in. Alright. So now, what you're not supposed to do is take a thin feeler gauge. I got a 6 thou here. And I'm going to try to show you just ever so gently put it in. Let's bring this closer here. Okay. You put it in beside the seal. So you actually kind of almost fold it in there. And then what you can do is, once you've got a little pressure on it, with the lubricant in there, you can work it around nice and gently. Do not go fast, because you could shave rubber right off this lip seal and then your kit is done. But you're folding in the edge all the way around, nice and slowly. I'm just putting it down because it's easier to control, and the last thing I want to do is cut a seal. Didn't quite get it yet. Oh, we're dropping in. Alright, let's see if, there we go. We're in. Patience, guys. That's all it takes is some patience. Okie dokie. Put that seal kit over here. These two seals we're done with. They can go with the rest of the spare parts. And don't forget our little wear sleeve here. Okay, we got our little wear ring. Then we're going to need this guy. You can see these witness marks. They hit the wear ring, and we know we go down. Then we've got our funky beveled inner reaction plate. Drops in. Now our wavy snap ring, I have to take a look at where this guy went. If he went down below, or if he went up top. Uno momento. So checked it out. This guy. Then we've got our wavy reaction plate. Can you see the waviness to it? Very important. And you can see the witness marks. I should have looked at that. I would have been able to tell that this guy went on. There we go. Then we start with our steels. I can't remember if we need 4 or 3, but we're bet to find out. Now, there's 2 different style of clutches in there, and they are going to go, the one style will fit here, the other style shouldn't. But quick, easy way to verify is to take one of each clutch. See, this one's all smooth, and this one's got the wafer waffle pattern. Waffle pattern, smooth. So we try this guy. He will definitely not go on. Okay, so we are using our smooth ones, and we have 3 smooth guys. Alright, the steels are identical for both of the last sets of clutches. So steel, clutch, now steel, clutch, steel, clutch, reaction plate. And again, we check for the wear side. It's this side. Looks beautiful. Hardly any markings. Down he goes. And then I just thought of something that we're going to do, and it's going to be great. Because one inherent problem that we end up having is these 3 clutches here, all their teeth aren't lined up. So we're going to take our hub it engages on, and we're simply going to ride it down in there, move it around. There we go, we got all 3 on, full engagement. Now we will put our snap ring in. Okay, we'll pull him out straight. Alrighty. So the Torrington bearing will only fit comfortable one way. That seems to fit nicely down in there. If I put it in this way, it's not seating nice. There's a natural curve to the outside, and they build that into most transmissions anyway. So there we go, Torrington bearing, good to go. I'm going to lubricate it in some clean ATF, roll it around a little bit, and then, so we take it and we turn it upside down to put in the transmission. And that can sit right there. Now this guy, that is a lot of free play. I counted out I'm missing a steel and a clutch. Now I have to soak him for at least a few minutes. Clean off the steel. Alright, it's been about 10 minutes. Let's grab that clutch. Kind of sad that I did that, but I did it. Extra steel. Just miscounted. There's the forward high and the forward clutch. The forward clutch got 4. The forward high got 3, and I mistook that the other way around. In we go. Get our snap ring. Now when we pull up, oh, that's nice and tight. That feels good. Alright, so the spec is, I think it's 21 to 44 thou. I'm going to start with a 20. I can fit that in pretty good. We're going to jump up to 35. There, I can't fit 35 in. Let's see. Let's see if I can fit 33. Oh, look at that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 18 and 15 are 33. So they fit in good. Nice and tight. This would help if I had a rubber tip. Alright, hope you caught that on camera because it's just hard to get my nozzle in there. But I can hear it nicely. Good firm engagement. You can always give it a little spin if you're worried. But I can see down in here I'm almost against my thrust washer. Yep. Good to go. And if you had to, you could spin, 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 and it would finally drop into place. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Square lip seal. No worries. No worry for orientation. This one down here. This is, by the way, one of the things that makes it easier on the C6 than on a 727, because almost everything on a 727 is a lip seal. And you get one put in the wrong way, and it'll just vent fluid or not apply or do something stupid or burn clutches. That as well is a nice square cut seal. Okay, square cut seal. Yep. Biggest part about getting the square cut seal in is to try and not fold it over or put a wrinkle in it, anything like that, just because it's rubberized and it'll move around when you don't want it to. Alright, we're getting there. Okay. That square cut seal is in. It's just sits in this lower lipped edge right here. It's in, it's nice and tight, feels good. Now, we have a selection of two different seals. If you look at them close, one is thicker than the other. So we take our old seal, and it's the thick one. So here we are. So you'll get extra seals in your kit, and what that ends up being is different generations of the same transmission is all. So just put it in, hold it on the one end so it doesn't flip back out, slide it around. Done. Put on the requisite lube. Okay, put the lube in down on the other seal directly. We don't just hope it's going to be lubed up, we will know it is lubed up, and put it on the bore. Alright, this should be fairly straightforward to get this seal in. And that's it, he's in. Next up is our 10 springs, return springs. So now there are places to put these. I'm going to double check. There is a diagram on the computer. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So give me a second, I'm going to check the diagram, see if I got it right. Okay, so it appears to go like this. 1, 2, skip 1, put those two together. Next area, short memory, skip 2, 1, 2, 3, same on this side, skip 2, 1, 2, 3, verified by the diagram by Ford. That is how they go. We're happy. So then we've got our retainer plate that will just kind of hold those guys in place and make sure it goes down over all the springs. There should be a witness mark on them. Can't really see it. But there we are. Now we'll take this, I'll set it up in my press, and we'll press it together. Alright, snap ring in place. We are going to just spread it nice and gently. And then push it over. And we are in place. I'm just going to move it away from that gap. Check all the way around. I like the cutaways in it because it can show me that it's all already engaged. There. And a clutch. 1, 2, 3 I believe we need, not 4 like I was soaking. Makes it harder to store the wet ones. And a steel. And a clutch. And a steel. And a clutch. And a reaction plate. Oh, upside down. There we go. Now the reaction plate is a little more than level with the groove. So let's put in our snap ring. Just like that. Now we are going to check our clearance because it's about the same. It's like 20 to 40 for this one. 19. Where's my 20? There's 20. It's a little bit snug, but not really. So here's 26. Oh yeah, 26. We got plenty. Let's jump up to 33. Yeah, I can fit 33 in there pretty snug. Let's go 35, because we're actually getting close. I can fit 35. We're going to go for bust here. Because don't forget, we don't know anything about this transmission. We don't know if it had bad clearances and if we have to correct anything. Alright, so this is 39. And unfortunately, I can fit 39 in there. Well, oh no. Yeah, it's tight though. Let me double check that spec, see if we got anything to play with. I'm glad I double checked. It's actually 22 to 36, so we're past spec here. Now we got to figure out what to do. I can't just add a steel because they're too thick. But I do have a different snap ring I can throw in there. I might have mismatched which one goes where. Easy enough to do. These snap rings are a selective size. So, that being said, there, full engagement on my grooves. Now let's start again. We're going to do 39. Okay, I got 39. Do I hear... Sorry, that's 39. This will be 45. Yeah. Not happy at all with that. Alright, let me do some research, see what I can figure out. Gotta figure this guy out somehow. Alright guys, you can see I got some stuff pulled out. I got a little bit troubled pretty quick. I had an extra snap ring. I forgot to put a snap ring in to retain this piston return. I don't know what it would do, but I can tell you it would not be cool. Never, ever, ever hurts to double check what you're doing. Crisis averted. I don't know what that would have done, but I know it would have been good for the transmission. So our snap ring went along the inside there. It shouldn't really affect our clutch clearance because we've got this weird beveled piston apply plate, I guess, reaction plate, whatever you want to call it. There's our wavy one. And we put all these guys back in. Steel clutch, steel clutch, steel clutch, steel clutch. Uh-oh, what did I do? Somebody's getting tired. There. Alright. Now we can put this guy back in. Now again, something else that was bugging me and I couldn't put my finger on it. I forgot to replace these two little hubs seals. They're the lock together kind. 1 and 2. I saw them and I said, yep, I better replace those. And then I got so hung up on trying to line everything else up and get my Torrington bearings right, I totally forgot. Very uncool, but here's the new ones, and they lock together as well. There's no up or down orientation on them. I don't know what I'm going to do with this video, guys. It's getting pretty long in the tooth. But I can tell you this. hopefully you get something out of it. Even though I'm kind of screwing up a few things and some things aren't right, I think overall I'm building a very good transmission here. So I'd like to hear what you think about it. Tell me if you think I'm doing a good job or if I shouldn't touch one of these things ever again. What do you say? Alright, so while I got it off, I'm going to line up the clutches that it goes into. There. And that's just so it can drop on and I don't have any freaking worries. Pull it straight up. Put him back in the case. Make sure my Torrington bearing and everything's in there.